This is Magic and Mortar. Welcome back, everyone. In today's video, I'll be showing you how to make these wooden barrels. Now, there's a catch here. We're not actually making these. We're going to be cheating a little bit. These barrels already exist. You can buy them kind of unfinished. With a few extra steps, we can turn them into a really good-looking barrel. Now, the brand that you want is called Woodpile Fun. I'm pretty sure this is owned by Hobby Lobby. You can find them in stores or just order it online. Anyways, I'm very excited to have you here. Let's go ahead and get started. Now, this wooden barrel as it comes is one solid piece. We want to improve upon this by making it look like there are planks of wood. So to do that, you have to cut, or we're going to be scoring rather, down the side of the barrel in straight lines. This is by far the most difficult part of improving upon this product, making these lines as straight as possible. In order to give yourself an advantage here, do what I'm doing on screen, and I'm making this crisscross pattern, kind of like we're slicing up a pizza. So you can see I've got that straight edge, and I'm just pressing down into the wood to give myself some guidelines that I can use on the next step, cutting my straight lines down the side of the barrel. Keep in mind that this part of the barrel that we're skipping over on the side are supposed to be metal bands. Obviously, we don't want to cut into that. We want it to look like they're metal bands at the end. Now, it's very easy when you're doing your lines to accidentally go off center. I'm going to show you how you can correct that. Just like a piece of wood on a regular barrel, if your lines are not straight, you can chip away at one of them to make that plank look broken. So let's say, one of your lines didn't line up in a certain spot. Just kind of knock a chunk off right there as if that was a piece of wood on an actual barrel that had just busted off. And you can use that method anywhere on these barrels that you may have messed up like that. And here is our barrel all ready for the next step. You can see on mine, I did in fact take a few chunks of wood off the ends. I feel like it's the easiest to do it on the ends. You can in the middle if you want to get crazy. But honestly, I think the mess ups make it look a little bit more realistic, add a little bit more character to the piece. I think it looks great. Next, you guessed it. No, you probably didn't. I don't know why I said that. But we're going to be dipping this into some wood stain. So the way I like to do this is I just kind of plunge my knife into the bottom of the barrel. Make sure it's got a really good grip on it. Be extra careful, please. Don't slip. Don't hurt yourself. And dip it into the wood stain. Pull it out. And honestly, immediately take a rag and just wipe all that stain off. Here you can see the barrel after the stain has dried, and you can see how wonderful of a job that stain has done for us. For this particular project, the wood stain was kind of a no-brainer. It's very easy to do, a very simple step. The barrel is made out of wood, so there shouldn't be many adverse effects, if any at all, and it kind of doubles as a wash. You can see how well it's gotten into the cracks for us and done that step kind of all in one. What we want to do next is paint the metal bands of the barrel, paint them black. I am using an acrylic. The brand is Apple Barrel, and you can use whatever you'd like. I like this brand for this particular instance because it's a little bit more watered down feeling. I haven't added any water, it just feels that way. A very easy method to paint the bands that you see I'm doing here on screen. Use a small flat brush and work a lot of paint into the bristles. Come in from the side so that the end of your brush is parallel with that metal band, and just 2 or 3 strokes down along the band and then back to the palette for more paint. You don't want to have paint all glooped up on the end. You want to work a lot of paint into the bristles of the brush, and then that way if you run out of paint in your brush, you're going to be pushing too hard and you'll make mistakes. So just go slow, take your time, and then back to the palette. Make sure you've got a lot of paint in your bristles. The last step that I want to do for the barrel here is a dry brush. All right, now dry brushing is a very fundamental, super simple technique, excellent for beginners, and even some veterans will still go back to this in certain instances. But the problem I see a couple problems with dry brushing that I want to point out today. One is that the brush is too wet. You can see me applying this brush to my finger here to test it, and that's too wet. And I'm going to show you when I apply it to the barrel here. Right away, it's going to look awesome, honestly. On the top of the barrel, I love that warm highlight. The tone of that wood looks great. But you can see how it's affecting the metal band beneath it. Which brings me to my second point. So first off, it's too wet. And the second problem that I see with dry brushing, people are tempted to use the same color for the whole piece, often white. And I'm going to show you when you do that, you end up with these results, all right? So look how warm the barrel is there. That's no dry brushing. And if you turn it, it's so cloudy. It's become uniform. We've lost the contrast, we've lost the pop, and the tones are so muddied. So be careful when you're dry brushing that that it's not too wet, and make sure you're using the proper colors as well. Anyways, that is the end of the video. I know it was a short one, but at least now you know how to make barrels, or rather, now you know where to get barrels and what you can do to them to improve them. Or if you don't, you don't want to, you don't have to. They're excellent on their own. $2, you can pick up 9 of these. I'll have a link down below so you can check it out for yourselves. Again, thank you so much for being here, for watching. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. I do have some water tutorial stuff on my mind. Here's a couple sneak peeks. I'll try to get those uploaded soon-ish. The world's crazy right now. You all know it. Anyways, guys, be safe, and thanks again.